This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. It is my belief that we are here to thrive. We're here to enjoy life, have a wonderful time. Why would we be otherwise? Why would we be here? If that's not happening for you, or you feel that there is more out there, or that maybe you deserve more, let's talk about that today. A lot of times, there are very clear reasons. We don't see them. Sometimes you need to call upon somebody to help you walk that journey and really get you in the position to live the life that you really want to live. A lot of that comes in somebody to coach you along the way, show you the things that you're not seeing. I found somebody. She's radically different than other, shall we say, life coaches, and we're going to learn a lot today. I have a really good feeling about the direction we're going to go in today. She is Heidi Meckley. She joins us on the program. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, Stephen. How about you?
Very well, very well. So aside from coaching, I'm going to go right there because this is something that makes you different as a psychic soul healer. What I have ideas, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to ask, what is that?
I basically help people really dive into their soul, what they're here for. Everyone knows that they're here for a purpose, but most don't know why. And so many go through their life without having a clue. I'm able to help them because I can see the things that they cannot within themselves that are basically have created vines in like poison ivy or Georgia creeper or something that's trying to choke something out. It's making it so that you can't live your best life because you're allowing these things to stay attached to you. And I help you clear those out. I always say I help you clear the weeds so that you have, and then you will have the tools and the wherewithal so that when you are on your own after we work together, you will know how to snip those. Because just because I'm a straightforward, tell it like it is kind of person where yes, I can help you, I can get you fully cleared out, but here's the thing, they're going to rear their ugly head again because that's how life works. But you will now have the tools and everything that you need to be able to get the Roundup and squirt it out every time it rears its ugly head. Or worst case scenario, if you need follow-ups, you can always, rework with me, have one-off situations, that kind of thing in order to keep that. But basically, it really is being able to dive in deep so the person can really dive into their passion, their purpose that's here, and not just do what everybody else says they're good at or should be doing, because that will never fulfill you. You only get fulfilled when you go after your passion.
I love that. Purpose. And the picture I'm getting, thank you for the poison ivy, the weed analogy. I get that feeling. You said Roundup. I was thinking the same exact thing. Or you hand us the hedge trimmers or the clippers. Life is going to happen. Weeds are going to come back. It always does. But you can eradicate them faster. And what I'm detecting from you is once you show us how to do that, you hand us a bag of fertilizer because now we can grow. We were getting choked.
Right.
Now we can grow.
Exactly.
Now we can flourish. Heidi, do you feel that all of us were born with a gift, a purpose? All of us. It's in us.
Absolutely. Not everybody will awaken their spiritual side like I have to go that deep. For some, it just scares them too much. I always talk about the fact that your purpose and passion could be an incredible mother to multiple kids or even 2 or 3. That might light you up and that is your joy. Then that could be your purpose and passion. But there might be something within that that you then can create into a business to also live your purpose and passion and have it bring you abundance.
Now, the purpose and passion, does it always have to be connected with something that's monetized or can be monetized? Like, for example, let's say you have a job. It's all right. It's okay. Do your thing. Support yourself and your family. But then you have a passion, and maybe that's your purpose, to volunteer for an organization and you're making lives better. And that fulfills you, that fills you up. Can it be that way as well?
Absolutely. The only reason I see money attached to that, because as soon as you started talking about that, I was started getting pictures, is your purpose and passion may be to volunteer and help other things, but what do they need? Money. So you may end up becoming really good at fundraising or getting the connections that they need, or just being the connector of the organization to get them what they need, right? In the end, it always ends up some sort of transaction, whether it be money or time from people for something like that.
Where do you think
Does that make
most of
sense?
us go wrong in doing life, figuring life out, not finding our purpose? What's getting in the way? And I'm going broad here, but what do you think, based on your experience, your journey, what's the main thing that's holding us back?
The number one thing is, and okay, I don't want anyone, I know this could create a lot of backlash, but here's the thing. When we grow up, we have certain rules by our parents, right? In every household we go into, if you have multiple houses, then you got rules when you're in school. Well, once you get out of school and you're on your own, the thing that nobody does is clear out the things that do not align with them now and who they want to be. They keep all the rules, all the issues, all the problems, everybody else's ideals instead of making sure it belongs to them. Because of that, it's like Bob Marley dragging the trunks in the ghost, and all the chains and having things attached to you that don't belong to you.
So would you say that those are the limiting beliefs, as they say, which came from childhood,
Correct.
deep seated in the subconscious, and those are the rules, and we're living those rules, but that doesn't apply to adulthood.
Exactly. And there's so many that I've dealt with. There's been some that have been in their 60s and such that are still dealing with issues from parents and being under their thumb and not and can't understand why they feel like they're hitting a ceiling constantly, because it's like I can get so far and then it's like I have to go backwards. I feel guilt, I feel all these things, and it's because you've never dealt with the fact that you have the right to be you.
Hmm. So let's
You need to
focus.
choose you first.
Let's go there. When you say choose you first, I'm gonna say that that's probably, in my view, one of the most important things, because we take the focus off of us for others, family, friends, people pleasers, right? All of that. And where does that come from? Inherently, that's coming from those rules that were in your mind, because you feel like you have to show your value, show your worth, because you're not good enough. So I got to overcompensate, and but then you forget about yourself, right?
Exactly. And it gets very difficult for some to get to that level to be able to choose them first. But when you do, that's when magic really happens. And it's really difficult to do on your own. It could take many years. I mean, I'm in my 50s, so it's like I've always chose myself first, but that doesn't mean I haven't allowed other things that, I'm human. But when it comes to choosing you first, the things that are holding you back, I'm getting so many things right now. It's like, sorry. Like, wait a minute, stop, folks.
It's probably me
Um,
loading your brain up
yeah, I'm like, what's
in
all
terms
this
of
stuff
energy.
coming at me? So, uh, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question because it's like got me in another whirlwind here?
Yeah, that choosing you first is probably the most important thing. And we don't do it because I believe many different reasons. Most of it is what you said, the rules that
Yes,
is within us, that we have to show our worth. We're not good enough. So I'm going to overcompensate. I'm going to take care of that for you, and I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to do this and do that. And then at the end of the day, hate to use that cliche, but literally at the end of the day, what about me? What about yourself?
exactly. And when you do choose yourself, this is what I started to say. That's when the magic happens because you become so aligned with who you are. And when you choose and fill yourself first, it is mind blowing as to how much more you have to give others.
Mm,
And when I used to hear this, I'm like, right? I'm like, I've always chose myself, but at the same time, what do you mean? So I had dove into it really hard, and I'm like, oh, so now whenever I'm talking about it, I always challenge everybody every single morning and every single night before you go to bed. You choose you first and do something for yourself first, and write it down, keep a little journal. What happened during those 2 weeks? How much more were you able to do because you chose to take care of you first and dealt and really supported your soul and your being before you went and gave to others? It's absolutely magical to see what happens.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And was up until about 4 years ago, I never chose myself. I'm going to say, don't use the word never, but I'm going to say close to. I would go to the gym. Let's say 6 years ago, I would go to the gym. It's like literally 800 feet from here, brand new gym. I go in, get on the treadmill, doing my thing. 12 minutes in, I gotta go to work. I mean, just if things, yeah, if I'm not taking care of things, then what if something this, what if that? I'm not taking care of my family. I'd get off the treadmill and I'd leave the gym. Not even kidding. And it took some changes and events for me to get into that mindset of choosing me first. I still don't always do it. Work in progress. I can tell you from not doing it, I'm still dealing with other fallout. You know, there's things
Exactly.
need to resolve along the way, but you are correct. And thank you for that idea of writing down what you did for yourself. I find that if I don't do something for myself, I'm cheating myself. I'm gypping myself out of something. And it's almost like I get uncomfortable. Wait a minute. And it could be anything. It could be going for a walk. It could be going to the gym. It doesn't matter what it is, but I feel like I've cheated myself. I've gotten to that point, and I think that's a good point.
It's an amazing point to be at, because when you get to that point, that's again when opportunities show up, doors start to open. Um,
Mm.
some connections some of the people you're connected with will fall off because they're like, I don't understand what this is. But it also creates a ripple effect where people see you changing, people see something's different, and they want to know what you're doing, and they want to know how to do it for themselves,
Mm.
especially when you have kids that are watching you. It's
Mm.
one of my biggest things. It's like when you have kids watching, you've got to be the role model. You've got to be the one that's stepping up to show them how it's done and not just go, I'm tired. I'm not going to do this. You got to turn and look at those little eyes looking at you, no matter how old they are, and go, I need to be better for them and the generations to come.
So I want to go back for just a moment. Psychic soul healer. The word
Yes.
psychic. For you, how do you apply that? What does that mean?
It's really different because it's not like I bring up past loved ones. I really connect with the people in their soul level, and I get told things about them before they can tell me anything. So I'll start asking questions. Well, what about this? What about this? I'm getting told this. Did you have to deal with this? And it ends up bringing the things up that need to be dealt with that they have a fear of dealing with. Or 99% of the time, they're like, that's not a problem. I'm like, no, you don't understand. That is the problem.
Hmm.
And every single time when I've worked with somebody towards the end, they're like, okay, you were right. It was that one. I'm like, okay, we can work on this other thing because I'm never going to force somebody into doing something they're not clearly ready for. So I will work with them. And as we go, I will keep coming back. And then I'll say, okay, we're to this point now. This is where you started. This is what you've been doing now. We need to, because I need to show them that they have changed in the process, even if it's only been 3 weeks or 4 weeks. This is what the difference of where you started with me and where you are now. Can you now see what the problem is? And it's leading back to the one thing you keep saying it's not.
And do you feel that many of us don't realize the changes that we've made in a period of time? I find that when you look at it, a few weeks, I'm not really seeing a lot of changes, doing life, whatever. When you look 3 months, 6 months, a year, when I look back to a year, OMG. Like what has happened? Look what, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just life has happened, maybe progression here and there, challenges overcome. Kind of mind blowing when you look at the last year. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And when you start looking at those challenges as ways to learn instead of problems, and understand that when you are going through mass challenges, when you're getting close to hitting a goal, you're being tested to see if you're going to push through to get to the other side every
Hmm.
single time.
I want you to say that again because that is pinnacle. Give me that again.
Basically, when the crud hits the fan, when you're getting close to a goal, and if you look back over your lifetime, I guarantee you, every single time you're getting close to a goal, life's going to happen, everything's going to get thrown at you, and all the things. You're being tested to prove that what you want is worth going after. Keep going. And when you go, okay, is this all you got? I'm getting to the other side, regardless of what you throw at me. You will be amazed at what happens next.
We don't see it that way. I want to share something with you because it's in line with what you're saying. And it came up,
Okay.
presented for me. I'm in a men's group, and yeah, we're a leadership community service organization, but we also do shadow work. We work with, help each other. And last week, the question was, what what's one major thing that you overcame, that adversity, like you powered through it? And I thought for a moment, and something clicked in my head that happened career wise when I was 21. It was big. Um, I was broadcasting, working in radio. I'm lasering this down. It was a hostage ordeal. I was part of it. People say I saved lives because of it. Kind of forgot about it, kind of buried it. And I was 21. It was like I'm a kid, and I was forced into this role, and it pretty much all worked out. Um, but somebody said to me, "You got through that. You could get through anything." And I never saw it that way until, I'm not even kidding you, a couple of days ago. I didn't even see it that way. And somebody also said that's intuitive like yourself, that you were being tested to see if you could pull that off. And then on to the next level, on to the next level. Never saw it that way. I should have taken that moment, that event, lasted 8 hours, and used that to my mental advantage to give myself the fuel to move forward. But I lack confidence and blah, 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 like what we all do. Um, if we look back at some of those things that we've overcome, we're we're badasses. If you look at
Yes,
over the years, depending on your age, but it doesn't. I don't even think it really matters. I mean, we've overcome a lot. We don't give ourselves credit for it.
correct. And I've been guilty of that myself. I'm not, like I said, I'm not perfect in any way. Every single human is a work in progress all your life.
Sure.
And you've got to see it as that way. And you just got to be better, as they say, better tomorrow or better today than you were yesterday. I'm working to be better 3 to 4 hours than I was 3 to 4 hours ago because I know that everything that I'm going through 100% is to help somebody else. Because even the struggles that I go through now, usually when I'm having something, within 3 hours to 3 days, I have somebody reaching out to me with something very similar. So I'm like, go ahead, bring it, bring the challenges because it means I'm going to help more people.
I'm loving what you're saying because I've never seen it. I never heard it that way. But here's the challenge: how are you going to be better in the next 3 hours? Doesn't have to be major. Could be the littlest
Nope,
thing, but you've
exactly.
improved, let's say, the way you do things. Could be one little tweak. Could be the way you check email. Well, I'm going to put it into a folder. I've just changed it up a little bit. I'm more productive. I'm better than I was 3 hours ago. I never thought of it that way in the small incremental changes. It's a nice
Those
challenge.
tiny steps.
It's a nice little
Those
challenge.
tiny, yes, those tiny steps are what makes the difference in anybody's life. Too many people are looking for the end goal and watching the end goal too much.
Mm.
So they're missing all the tiny steps. And there's certain tiny steps that are purposely diverting you because there's something more you need to learn or someone you need to meet to get you to that goal. And if you're jumping steps, you're missing out opportunities to bring that goal from miles away to much closer to you to have sooner.
Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. But you've got to be willing to take the steps. Hence free will, but he doesn't put you into action. You
I'm
have to do
I'm
that.
fixated on the 3 hour thing because when you think of it, a plane is flying. And the 3 hour thing, I look at it as like a course correction. How can I make an adjustment to make me better for other people, et cetera, et cetera. But that plane that's flying 30,000 feet, if they make a 1 degree correction at the end of the flight, they're in another country.
Yes.
Like one
That's a
tiny
great analogy.
little thing makes a big difference in the end when you look at the total sum. Um, how did you get, Heidi, to this point where you're helping people and using a psychic or intuitive connection to pilot them?
It's been a journey for sure. I've had to go through a lot of things. The last one that really got me to this point was 2019. I had a really nasty fall and hit my head 3 times. Hit my shoulder, hit my hip, tore my rotator cuff, had a really nasty concussion, ended up with post-concussion syndrome, with PCS rage. And it was ugly. I could barely walk, I could barely talk, I couldn't lift a gallon of milk for over 2.5 years. And that's only the thimble of the stuff that I've been through. And I know, and again, everyone says, well, wouldn't you want to change anything? I'm like, I wouldn't want to change a second of my life because I wouldn't be where I am, who I'm with, and working with the people that I'm meant to be working with if one tiny second was changed.
Hmm.
I've had guns to my head, I've had knives to my belly, I've been shot with a hunting arrow. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's all good because it was for a reason, and I'm fine with that. And it took me quite a while to be able to accept that I had something different to be able to help people because I used to think it was a curse. And only over the last 3 years or so, I really started to embrace it and even be able to say I was a psychic. Because I was scared that people would be coming at me, and I'm like, it answers a lot of things. How come I can hear what people are going to ask me before they're going to ask me? How can I sense what's going to happen or change direction because I'm afraid I'm going to get in an accident and then there's an accident over there? All of these things just started adding up, and I finally got into the environment that allowed me to grow and around the right people. I finally said, enough is enough. I choose me first. This is going to happen. I know I'm here for much. It's not about me, it's about the people that I'm going to help. It has nothing to do with me aside from I am their guide to get them to understand themselves and lean in to their soul. And by
It
doing so, it makes my heart soar. And I usually have a lot more emotion than my clients do when they come to me and tell me that they're getting something done or getting to some opportunity that they would have never seen any other way.
I almost back to the plane. I almost look at you at when you work with someone and that person is the plane. If it's another coach, the plane may be in the hangar in the beginning, and that's fine. When somebody works with you, the plane is already on the runway because you already have the insight of where the plane can potentially go. It's been fueled up in your mind. You've got the GPS. You're setting it all up, and now it's just ready for takeoff. So it kind of, in a way, maybe expedites a little bit the process of coaching. Would you say that's kind of accurate?
Absolutely, because there's a lot of times when I'm talking to people, I can see up to 5 different paths for them, depending on the decisions that they make. Um, and I won't go just like anyone else. We will never give you the absolute answer. You have to do it yourself. I'm merely a guide,
Hmm.
and I'll say you're either going the right way or the wrong way, and you have decisions to make. Here's the questions you need to answer for yourself. What's your decision going to be? Because that's going to make the decision on what path you go down.
I just realized something. I looked at your logo. I'm talking about planes and flying, and you got wings on your logo.
Phoenix, rise from the ashes.
Yes, and fly forward. Amazing. Um, so much to talk about in the future when we get together. Heidi, what's the best way for somebody to connect with you if they have questions? Do you offer a consult? How does that work?
Yes, I have my website, which is HeidiMeckley.com. They can also reach out. One of the easiest tools is Facebook. I'm just listed as my name, and you can message me there. I do offer like one-off consultations. I do offer a free like 30-minute coffee chat to find out which program would be best for them, or if we're even a fit, because I'm, not everybody's going to be a fit for me, and I'm not going to be a fit for everybody else. But in that time frame, I also may know somebody else that if I'm not a fit, that they might be a fit for. Because I'm about, if you're coming to me and looking for help, if it's not me, I'm going to help you find the place that's a fit for you.
Because that's the way you're wired.
Yes,
Your website's your name, right?
correct. HeidiMeckley.com.
Meckley spelled Meckley. Wonderful talking with you today. Love your energy and your insight. And like I said, there's lots to talk about, different aspects of coaching and everything that you offer. Just drop from the sky, aim high with Heidi. I'm always thinking. Thank you so much for being here today, and looking forward next time we get together.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Steve. And I look forward to our next session.
Likewise. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.